Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, today is not my first map. It's my second map. Unfortunately, I don't have a sting for that. And I'm not going to get one recorded. But yes, my second map. It's got some nice feels to it. Based on a geographic location with a little bit of liberty taken, it does okay. I think it comes pretty close. Pretty close. Another way of coming really close, though, is by having a successful bingo card, which you can pick up, yes, following the link in the description across my Patreon page. It's free. Just pick it up, click on it, select one at random, or two or three, I don't care how many you play, and have some fun playing BonBonBingo, where you just listen out for the memes and click them off as you find them, basically. Right, okay, so what about this map? Should we review it, or should I do something different today? A little bit of Rocket League. I fancy a bit. Oh, okay, it's a Cities Skylines show. Let's do it, shall we? That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Neah Bay. I told you it comes close. By mikmoen. Mikmoen? Moen. That sounds Dutch to me. I could be wrong. Let's have a look at that start square. That looks pretty good. I would say that looks interesting and diverse and different and fun. And then if you want to have a look at the terrain heights, we've got limited amount of flat buildable space, but I would say it definitely is workable today. Resources are good and strong in the areas that you're going to want them. And then if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's not that exciting, but hey, listen, it always works, doesn't it? It always works. Off to the workshop. Oh, what do we need? Well, no DLC is required today apart from mass transit. Yeah, you knew that one was coming too. We'll be using the Cedar Valley 4K theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. Nicely written description. I do appreciate that. And they do say that a little bit. Can do the road and rail simultaneously. You've got a little bit of encroaching foliage on the rail, you might notice there. They do mention in the description about a little bit of a problem they had with the vanilla keys, which they've used for decoration, clipping through the roads in the start square area. Now, that's great. It tells me one thing to look out for. I would have spotted it, to be honest with you, but it also means that I can they have a problem. They know there's a problem. I can appreciate there's a problem, and rather than just go, oh, this is bad, I can say, actually, here's what you need to do to fix, because something like that, it actually doesn't take much to fix and can be done in the map editor. I know it's really awkward, the fact that the map editor doesn't render like the game engine does, but if you move something a node up or down within the map editor, it does actually carry across into the game engine. So what you want to do when you've got a situation like this is go, right, okay, come into the game engine, make a note of how far you have to move something in the game engine, specifically how many button presses, like a page up or page down, then go back into the map editor, change it, go back into the game engine, and just check to make sure that it's worked, which it will have, and all is good. Rail over road is very smoothly done, but we do seem to be missing a pillar or two along this stretch here. So yeah, a couple of pillars, also clipping street lamps going through the underside of what is a low rail bridge. Again, that's easily fixed. You just move the rail bridge a little bit, 10 meters to the, I'll say south, whichever direction we were coming from, 10 meters that way, and you wouldn't have the clipping street lamps. As for the pillars, it's positioning the roads so that they don't clip through the nodes. Not always the easiest, and yes, a little bit more encroaching foliage here and there as well. Trees under the road, which is something that you'll see on one of your bingo cards if you're picking the right bingo card. That's the one you want to be playing today, one with trees under the roads. It's so cool. I'm so sad it took me so long to do. Anyway, I think we've got a start square intersection here. Now this one is quite pleasing. It is quite pleasing. I like the way it's on the bend, and then we just get this little sticky out bit. It's like sticking its tongue out for us. I quite like that. I get maybe not the most efficient, but I like it. Trees cutting through the underside of we've got where we have the key there. There you go. So we've got a little bit of clipping through at this end here, and I'll just fix that. Let's choose the road this time. I'm just going to up it one. Boom. So yeah, move the node up one in the map editor, and that would fix that. On this end, I think what we'll do is we'll try and choose the node of the key itself. That'll be that one, and I'm going to drop it 2. Right, so I mean you could have done that with the road on this end as well. So it's either the node or the key, and that fixed that really quickly and easily. And if you do that in the map editor and then save and update, that will be fixed in the game engine too. Okay, so yeah, the roads. The route of the road is fine. It is literally this one highway, mass transit 2-lane highway, which I think is more pleasing. The 2-lane one rather than the 3-lane one means that there's going to be a little bit of a limit to the amount of traffic that you can handle. But I think it's not really one of those maps that you're going to worry too much about it, because there is a limited amount of build space. You might struggle a little bit in the long run, but there is a little bit of build. Yeah, it's enough, I would feel. Nice bridge, actually. Very nicely done bridge. And again, we've got the vanilla keys used around the outside of this outcrop, which I would say is a very nice touch. Always good to have a very nice touch. Stop it. Stop it. I said stop it. I know what you like. I know what you like. You're very bad people. Okay, heading off towards the edge of the map. Now, we've kind of followed the rail all the way, so we're not going to go back and have a look at the rail, but you can see most of the foliage is on the rail rather than the roads, and yeah, it's either shifting, clearing, moving, or tidying up or something. And then off towards the edge of the map. We'll take the intermission, we'll come back and we'll check the shipping. We've got a little special treat with the shipping today. I know how much you appreciate something just a little bit different, so we'll do that today.
Are you confused by all those buttons running along the top and bottom of the screen? And what was that icon for again? Does anyone know? Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to the User Interface. Click the information button now.
And so back to Neah Bay by mikmoen, and we have one shipping route that loops all the way around the outside of the peninsula, and do you know what I would say is pretty good? I wouldn't say it was perfect. Why? Well, there is one little problem, and it would be just up here, just up ahead. Can you see this island here? That one there? Oops. Yes, ships don't like going cross country. As you can see there, hang on, shall we get the other one there to join it? Shall we get the other one to join it? I think we'll speed up the camera. There we go. Yes, they, sometimes you can just about to get them to edge through these things, and sometimes they just, well, wedge. There you go, two-tone boat there, greeny blue boat. How pretty. Anyway, other than that, it goes off. I mean, it won't affect gameplay that much. No, depending on actually where you put your harbour, it might a little bit, because your ships won't be able to reach the harbour if that's in the way. So yeah, maybe it will actually. Water flow, river. This is the start square. A little bit of water motion there, and then you have a little bit of coast to work with as well. You probably could make that work without too many problems. Anyway, the map as a whole, I like the shape of this. We've got quite a mountainous, rocky peninsula going on down here. A rocky island down here as well for an essential lighthouse up on the ridge. Liking actually this. This is a little footpath cleared to enable us to march up from the pier, around here, through there, and across to the lighthouse. Problem is the path kind of fails as you get to the lighthouse because we've got this like rocky ridge to climb over. But other than that, I would say that is a really nicely done little essential lighthouse island. Then, say, not really that buildable, this area. You can do some stuff up here, I would imagine. But yes, it's a national park. Anybody down here? I think so. I like the way the trees are done as well. Mostly on the ridges and the high areas, you have the bushes and stuff like that. Remember, 100% vanilla in the way of trees today. And then when you get down to the lowlands, I would say actually the trees are quite nicely done. In fact, I would say more than quite nicely done. If we come look for detail here, look between the rocks. The trees are between. So there's some effort has been gone into to make sure that we don't have trees growing stupidly off of cliff faces and stuff. And I think credit has to be awarded for this. We could have just had a random tree brush go over all of the mountains and it would have looked daft. It would have looked daft. So yes, so trees under the rail maybe, but the work getting the trees positioned amongst all of the rocks is pretty strong. I think I have to mention it because these things can go unmentioned. Right, a few areas of interest. I like this lake. I like the shape of it, and I like the way the rocks have been done around it. And I was expecting to see glitchy water, and there wasn't any. So again, credit for that, because that would have been very easy to have happened. The rivers are pleasing enough. Pleasing enough, no issues there. We've got this rocky outcrop here. I'm not really a fan of this sort of work, but again, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's strong work, and it is a feature area. So again, I can't really grumble too much about it, can I? There's nothing wrong with it. I've got to show it, and it was worth showing. Someone will like it. Someone will like it, you know, and someone will like these. This is the Gothic Townhouse 1 by Hypocrates. Not Hypocrites, Hypocrates. It's a pack that you subscribe once and you get all three of them. And depending on how big a Gothic townhouse you want, you get a Gothic townhouse of different heights, like these. And I would say these are quite interesting. How were you going to use them? I don't know. Central European city build, maybe, I would imagine. If you're doing something like the Czech Republic or something, I don't know. Factoids, because factoids. John Milton, who was famous for writing the epic poem Paradise Lost, spent much of his life writing revolutionary manifestos. Yeah, they're epic as well. Are probably slightly less, I don't know, easy to read, possibly, than Paradise Lost. Mind you, that said, I got to say I didn't actually get that far through Paradise Lost. But I did look at it. Gothic Townhouse 1 by Hypocrates. That is very nice. Very nice indeed. And again, somebody's going to like it so much, they're going to subscribe to it from this show, and this will have been worth doing. Okay, spin the camera around. Let's find somewhere to set the camera down today. What do you think of today's map while I do so? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description that takes you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Apple, Gmail, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, do you know what? I think this is quite pleasing. It doesn't quite ring for me aesthetically, but it is still... I've used the word pleasing quite often, and I am very pleased with this one. I can't give it 4 stars, but I think it's close to it. So I'm going to go for a high 3. Detailing. Okay, lots of trees under the rail and encroaching and a little bit of vanilla key stuff clipping through the road. There are lots of little things, so I'm not going to give this a big score. But I appreciate a lot of the effort that has actually gone into this one. There is... trees not clipping out of rocks, things like that, is something that is... time has been taken. I'm going to go 3 stars. I've got to go lowish end of 3 stars. Gameplay. I've got to go down the middle. I think it's got a lot of potential here. It's a nearly map. It's 3 stars. Neah Bay by mikmoen. It's a nearly map. Again, if you choose to play it, you're going to have a lot of fun on it. With all of these maps, you're going to have a lot of fun. It's not broken. It just doesn't quite tick enough boxes to be a 4-star map, though. Anyway, I've got an idea. Why don't you use the word of the day to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite? By getting to the end of the show, you are part of a very slim minority of people that watch this far. So prove that you are still here. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.